Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishna Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Yesterday we saw the place of Guru, how God stretches Himself as a bridge to the Jiva in the form of Guru and takes the disciple to his fold. We saw what is mantra japa, how to do the mantra japa with feeling the full presence of God, the living presence of God, and with great love, heart filled with love, where intellect doesn't interfere, where mind doesn't calculate, such a state of pure love which expects nothing but wants to love. With that love, how we do the japa and how the japa, the mantra becomes awakened, the conscious mantra becomes mantra chaitanya, to invoke the Lord, to give His darshana, to get His vision, to see Him, to make Him reveal Himself to me. The next fifth step, the first is Karasanta Sangha, the Sajjana Sangha, the holy company, Santana Sangha, then Katha Prasanga. The second step is entering into the Leela of the Lord. The third is Gurupada Pankaja, worshipping the Guru's feet. The fourth is Mama Gunagana Kapadate Jigana. Mama Gunagana Kapadate Jigana. Singing the names and glories of God. Then Mantra Japa Dhrada Vishwasa. This also we saw. Panchama Bhajana So Veda Prakasha. Panchama Bhajana So Veda Prakasa. Panchama, fifth step, is Bhajana. Bhajana, a step before. The fourth step being, the third step being fourth, fifth, this is fifth, Panchama. Mantra Japadhrada Vishwasa, Panchama Bhajana So Veda Prakasha. With the japa, you will do the bhajana also. Bhajana is different from Gunagana. Gunagana is singing the names and glories of God. And bhajana is Veda Prakasa, which has been explained in Vedas. Bhajana in such a way you do, which is Veda Prakash, which has been already explained or expounded in Vedas. How to do the bhajana? Bhaja is to share. I'm going to share with God. Singing the names and glories is, I have heard of Lord. I am trying to recollect and praise Him in various ways, singing the names and glories of God. Here bhajana takes a little different shape, that I am sharing with Him my heart's feeling and I am trying to give myself to Him. The sharing, bhaja is to share. Bhajati, He shares with. What do I share? What have I got to share with God is whatever I have, whatever I think of myself and whatever I think mine, I offer to God. And God's love, God's bliss, God's peace I am going to share. I give mine to Him, I take His to me. This is bhajana. Veda Prakasa. How the Vedas extol the Lord. In normal course we see the singing the names and glories of God. And in Vedas, with authority, with clarity, with the all layers of the existence, I am taking personal in the impersonal background. I am taking the temporal in the absolute, eternal sense. So behind, I am not able to, when I see a person, I am not able to see his mind. I am not able to see his intellect. I am not able to see his heart. I am not able to see his real existence, infinite, eternal, immortal being. I am not able to see. I see only form, a little of his gunas, nature, character. The external, extremely external layer alone I am seeing. In Vedas, always so many characters come. Varuna, Vayu, this, that, so many devatas come. Each has a purpose in this world. Each is doing a particular act. Suppose wind, it is blowing, it is sustaining the life of people. Sun, without sunshine, there cannot be life on the earth. Yet they are all powers working in the nature associated with the life. So these we call devatas, the lights, as if because of that our life is possible. And each time anybody adores anything, it must be in the background of the absolute, the formless, eternal reality, the nameless, formless, nirguna, nirakara, nirguna. No, there are no qualities. It is unqualified. So these layers to the absolute, ultimate reality, when Vedas tell about worship Narayana, worship Vishnu, worship Shiva, or worship Varunadi, any devatas. In Devata, each devata is raised to that level as if the absolute is presenting in it through the rupa, presenting itself, the universal powers, as sunshine, as wind, as water. Water is sustaining my life. The sustaining capacity of the water comes from the water as material. Water is an active participant in my life. The active participant in life that sustains my life is different from its being seen as material object. Now, science sees everything as material object. We, in the really spiritual life, we see everything as a participant and a sustaining matter, a power, a conscious entity. So here the difference comes. So whatever is limited has unlimited behind. Otherwise it cannot exist. Nothing, all this multifarious universe we see, there is one binding eternal existence that pervades and holds them together. Now we see in our all around so many objects, houses are there, windows are there, table is there, camera is there, all these things are there. What is holding them is space. If space is not there, nothing can exist. Space is accommodating all this, like that, including space and all that exists as universe, the visible and invisible world of existence. Suppose you are dreaming. As long as you are dreaming, dream is true for you. After waking up, it may look false. But in dream, While dreaming, you are dreaming, you are experiencing. That experience of yours is not false. You are waking up, you may feel that what was there as object was unreal, but your experiencing dream was real. So all this reality is a part of all these are visible, expressing, because the absolute is behind, the existence is behind. That cannot be eliminated. If that is not there, nothing exists. So whenever we worship, any object of this universe can be worshipped, provided you are able to see all the layers behind to the absolute. Absolute, every object is a manifestation of the absolute in that form, with that name and that qualities. So when you worship, suppose there is a book, I worship this book as God, doesn't matter. But are you able to see or invoke that absolute and try to see in and through this? This is just a media representing that. And just like when you speak, now I am speaking to you. I am speaking through some means. I am far away from you. Now somebody is speaking to me over the cell phone. Then I am not seeing the cell phone speaking to me. I am seeing the person who is speaking from far off in his cell phone, and the cell phone is transmitting it to my cell phone, and my cell phone is speaking to me. But I don't consider this media in between the agency. I drop away. I don't consider it at all. I am as if he is speaking directly to me. I am speaking to him. The person whom I am speaking to is in my mind, is in my perception, is in my understanding. The mobile is only a occasion, as if is a media just to convey. Just like I am speaking directly to you also, there is this air and in between. The air is carrier. Suppose we are sitting in vacuum, you will not hear me speaking at all. So this air is carrying, then mobile is carrying to me. But I am in face to face when I speak to you over the mobile also, mobile cell phone also, then I am speaking not to the mobile but to you. Like that, the idol that I worship, or the abstract things like love, like mm, the air, like space, I am worshipping, or some devata, Varuna and all these I am worshipping. In and through that, I am worshipping the absolute. The absolute must be behind you. Veda Prakasa, what does the Vedas extol? Vedas want the whatever you worship, see it to be the impersonal absolute, the eternal existence, the imperishable existence, that you are worship, that we call God. God is in unlimited, it has no limitations of any type, and eternal. So this aspect of eternity, of everlasting views has to be. So when you worship me, Sri Ramchandra is telling, when you worship me, don't see me as this mere a human being. Don't look at me as Dasharatha's putra. Don't look at me as even king or a prince. Don't look at me in any limited way, but know me to be the absolute existence. Veda Prakasha, how the Vedas are worshipping so many devatas, seeing the absolute in various aspects of existence. So, in the way you do the bhajana, share with me, sharing, God, singing names and glories of God is, I am what I am, and God is what God is. I am praising Him, I am singing His name and glories. But in bhajana, I am sharing with Him as if I am giving my all to Him and it is all I am taking. Two streams looking at each other is as if they singing the names and glories of God. But when they join together, try to become homogeneous existence, that is bhajana. Bhajana is the ultimate state as if of the love, where two objects meet each other. I become, it is interlocking. I am penetrating into Him, He penetrating into me. Just like X-rays pass through my body, He is passing through my whole existence. I try to do the same projection. I am trying to enter into Him. Bhajana is different from Nama Gunagana. Nama Gunagana, I retain my separateness, I extol, I revere, I take Him as the supreme. But I am what I am. There in bhajana, it is, I am trying to give myself. Yes, take me, come to me, come to me. This sharing, usually we see when we used to go to school, mother will give us food for the afternoon. We take it and go, all friends will join. We exchange our boxes each day with someone. I give my food to him, he will give his food to him, me, and we eat. So that is sharing. The sharing, my giving to him, his there, I am taking is bhajana. So we see in bhajana a higher state of existence. Ramchandra is telling you do the Nama Japa with the Dhrida Vishwasa. At the same time, as you are doing Nama Japa is where you are pouring your love into seeing the living presence of mind. You are seeing the living presence of mind and doing Japa. At the same time, you do the bhajana also. You see me as the infinite eternal existence from which the whole universe and all beings come into existence and again dissolve back in Him, again appear. The cycle of Srishti Sthiti Pralaya in which the whole universe, including you and me, all are appearing and disappearing time and again, in which the whole Srishti Sthiti Pralaya is going on. All beings are coming into existence and again merging back in which reality know that to be me. Yeah. You are seeing Rama and doing all this bhajana you have done. Now you are doing, offering your personal love and seeing my living presence. You are doing japa. At the same time, know me to the absolute existence that has come because you are not able to conceive what is beyond. I am coming to you I have come to you in the form of Rama. But don't forget that it is me, the capital M, capital E, that I am that, and I am this to you. But remember that in and through me, you have to reach that. I have this name and form you are holding on to cross over the samsara, to go beyond the limitations of nature. Nature is why I'm in the prison house of nature. I have to transcend the nature and go beyond. It's longing to go beyond. I'm holding on to name and form because I can understand, feel, experience only what is within name and form. So name and form, I'm holding on because I don't have any other alternative. But by holding on to that, knowing it's real, I can transcend. It's something like I'm ringing up to someone over the cell phone. And that person, I'm telling, it is me, not the cell phone talking to you. Cell phone is only a media through which I am expressing myself. Like that, even video call, we are seeing each other. That is not that form is me. Behind that form is me, I. That form has come because I am not accessible to him. I am presenting myself through a video call, but it is me. When some occasion, you will follow and really we meet. So this form of Rama is telling I am standing before you, Shabari, but know that I am that other end. In and through this form, you see my formless eternal existence. This form also appears and disappears. It lives in this nature also as long as people need it. And then another formation, another appearance of mine, another incarnation I may project forward for the next generations. Time, as the time demands, as the need of the humans exist, as the nature and the universe demands, I present myself. So here Ramchandra is very clear about the thing that I am the Absolute. I am the Avatara. I have become the whole universe and all that. Remember this when you do japa and when you are thinking of me. So here we combine the living presence of God and the mantra given by enlightened soul, which is God in the form of mantra. I am trying to awaken that mantra because I was not yet ready. I do it concentrated way, offering myself, leaving all things aside, feeling the living presence of God, pouring my all heart where mind and intellect become silent. With that I am doing japa and knowing that you to be the eternal being. This is what Sri Ramachandra is expecting here. Mantra japa mama drida vishwasa panchama bhajanaso veda prakasha. The next is chata dama shila virati bahu karama nirata nirantara sajjana dharma. The sixth one, Sri Ramchandra is saying, Shata dama shila virati bahu karama. See, what all is needed, one is on one side, is I must develop dispassion towards the world, but I cannot avoid my duties and responsibilities. God has kept me, that is my profession as if, that is with which I have to live in this world. In living, I must give something, I must take something. So my responsibilities and duties remain in some form or other because I'm taking something, I have to give something. Even if a sannyasi has left everything, he has some duty and responsibilities towards the society. He must present an exemplary life at least, if not anything. That ideal to which the mankind raises, that ideal he must be able to present, if not anything. So this one part is my dispassion towards the world and doing my duties. The second is self-control. I have to, because the nature is driving the vasanas inside in gross, subtle and causal level. They exist as bija. The bija, dagdha bija till it becomes, till you get the total vision of God. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, when you enter, all the vasanas die away. To that extent of your existence you must have. So this we are seeing the three aspects here. One is Dhamma and Shila, and other is Virati Bahukarma. Bahukarma, lot of work and activities, minimum with which it is inevitable. Do a little activities which are absolutely necessary for continuation of life. And Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita later on, sometimes if we happen to go through the Bhagavad Gita, we will see when the occasion comes also. Krishna says, life cannot exist, life cannot go on without the activity. Jivana Yatra. The Jivana Yatra, the life cannot go without activity. At least you have to eat. You have to beg or do something to eat. Life cannot continue. You have to do karma. But how to do karma? Because this is a world of action and reaction, and you have the ego of doership, and you have the intelligence because of you are born by karma. If a dog bites, it need not worry. It has no duties or karma. But here we see we are born by duties and karma. And here we see that reduce your activities to minimum without which you cannot survive. Don't go on multiplying your activities because need becomes often greed. When need is there, it becomes limited activity. When greed appears or enjoyments appear, need becomes the activities multiply. I want to enjoy the world in different ways. A little food to survive, a shelter to live in, and some clothes to cover, and a little healthy body is sufficient for transcending the nature. All your attention will be how to attain the eternal. Here, all things go away, passing through, doesn't matter. By the time you finish your life, you must be able to attain that. So, the minimum activities that are necessary for your sustenance and living, do all that. Your family, your responsibilities, also you must be able to fulfill. And then that much only activity, not each item when you buy, whether it is car or fridge, see, can I live without it? Can I do? Suppose I did not have money, how would I have lived? Before we say if you buy a second shoe, remember somebody is without leg, he is not able to walk even. There are millions wearing without footwear, they are moving about. I have already got one. Should I take the second one? This, should I? Can I live without it? Can I live without it? Can I live without it? Is the minimum requirement. I need one more. I need one more. From small things we go on multiplying needs. Actually, I can live without it. So, when we come to that state of understanding that, oh, I have to dedicate my life, it is given to God. I must do all activities as worship unto Him. And unnecessary things, indulging, has to be eliminated. Then you will understand that you have plenty of time to love God. You have plenty of time to serve others, God in others, and make your life a golden one. We'll continue with the same thing next class. Niranjanam nityamanantarupam bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai ईशावतारं परमेशमीड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामः.